We've all been there, right? You have a plan, and then life happens. A project tanks, a goal gets sidetracked, or sometimes you just have a really bad day. So what's the secret sauce? What makes some people bounce back while others get stuck? Well, today, we're going to break down a really simple but super powerful framework for building that resilience. Let's jump in. So let's just start right here with this question. Seriously, think about it for a second. When you hit that wall, a deal falls through at the last second, you get some news you weren't expecting, what is your first gut reaction? Because that answer, that's really at the heart of everything we're going to talk about. All right, so before we can figure out how to deal with problems, we have to get on the same page about one fundamental truth. And that brings us to our first section here. The fact that setbacks aren't just a possibility in life, they're pretty much a guarantee.
Now this sounds super simple, I know, but really letting this sink in is a total game changer. Think of it this way. If you're not facing any resistance, it probably means you're not really going anywhere. A setback isn't a stop sign. It's actually proof that you're on the move, that you're pushing towards something.
And look, this isn't just some nice idea I'm throwing out there. It's the core message from our source material. Just recognizing this simple fact is the very first step to handling adversity. It kind of removes the shock and the why me feeling, and it lets you see the situation for what it is, just a normal, bumpy part of the road.
Okay, so if we know for a fact that setbacks are coming, what about all those feelings that come with them? The frustration, the disappointment? Well, that's what we're digging into next. Once we accept that stuff happens, we can start to deal with our emotional reaction. And it all starts by giving yourself permission to just have a bad day.
If this is such a big deal, we all feel this pressure to be on 24/7, right? To always be positive, always be crushing it. But the source material reminds us it is absolutely okay to feel let down, or frustrated, or even defeated when things go sideways. Acknowledging those feelings is healthy. It's trying to ignore them that really causes the problems.
So what are we really talking about when we say bad day? Let's just define it simply. It's a day where the circumstances, the stuff outside of your control, just aren't lining up for you. That's it. It is not a reflection of you or your worth or your skills. It's just circumstances. And framing it that way helps detach our own identity from a bad outcome. And this brings us to the most critical point of this entire explainer. Because it's not about what happens to you, it's all about what you do next. This is where you find the power of your response. This right here is the pivot. The event itself, the setback, that's just a data point. Your real power, your agency, it all lies in the moments that come after. You can't control the wave that hits you, but you have 100% control over whether you decide to get back on the surfboard. This is where you stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being the architect of your comeback. Now, take a look at this because it lays out the two sides of this coin so clearly. Over here, you've got the situation. This stuff is external, it's unpredictable, and ultimately it's out of your hands. But on the other side, you've got your response. This is all internal. It's your thoughts, your attitude, your actions. This is where you need to put all your energy and focus. So if our response is what truly matters, what should that response actually look like? Well, the source material gives us this beautifully simple, totally actionable framework, a 3-step path to get you moving forward again.
And here it is, 3 simple commands. Think of these as your compass when you're caught in a storm. They are complicated, but believe me, when you put them into practice, they are incredibly powerful. So let's break each one down.
Okay, step 1. It's the simplest and honestly sometimes the hardest one. Do not give up. This isn't about winning the fight immediately. It's just about getting back on your feet. Before you can figure out your next play, you have to make that conscious choice to not be taken out of the game. That single decision, that's the bedrock of all resilience.
So once you've decided to stay in it, step 2 is about getting your bearings. It is so easy to get distracted by all the noise after a setback. The negativity, the blame, the what-ifs. Staying focused means remembering your why. What's the bigger goal? What are you working toward? You've got to keep your eyes on that, not on the temporary pothole in the road.
And this is just a brilliant way to show the final piece of the puzzle, momentum. Notice it doesn't say take a giant leap forward. It just says keep moving. This is about progress, not perfection. Take one tiny step, then another one. It's that consistent forward motion, no matter how small it feels, that will carry you out of the valley and back onto your path. And so we end up right back where we started. But now, hopefully, with a whole new perspective. We know setbacks aren't an if, they're a when. Your next challenge is already on its way. So the only real question left is this. Knowing what you know now,
How are you going to choose to respond? Because that choice, that's all yours.